Hello, my name is Stacy. Welcome to my channel, Simply Liminal. I have been called to Oracle cards for several years. I don't even know how long it's been, actually. I feel like they've been great guidance for me, and I have been called for a while to want to help spread some of that energy to others. I've mostly done readings for myself, my family, a few friends, but I really want to spread some of this information. Hopefully I can help people like these cards have helped me. So this is my first official reading on my YouTube channel. So bear with me, please, while I try to figure out my camera, my area, my situation, if my pets are going to wander through or not. Anyways, as I said, I've been guided to share Oracle card readings on my own channel for a while. I actually was going to start this last January. I created the channel and never posted one video. This year, I'm feeling very called to do this. I actually plan to start the 1st of January in 2024, but my spirit guides and guardians have told me Yule. And so I am here at the winter solstice, which actually feels incredibly accurate, because if you follow the wheel of the year, and people will believe there's beginnings and endings wherever, it's really a cycle that never ends and never begins. But we are moving out of Samhain season, which is the third harvest, the end of things, the quiet, the slow, and now we come to the period of the solstice where the sun goes to its position in the sky and really stops. And then the days that have been getting shorter and shorter and shorter suddenly become a little longer and a little longer and a little longer. And this holiday has probably been celebrated in different ways for tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years potentially, because we are so tied to the sun cycle, and we see the beginning and the end of it. And so this is a beginning for me, and I hope that you find some guidance or enjoyment or some connection in this card reading. I believe that oracle cards are a simple way to connect with our soul and with our divine guidance from the universe. And I also believe that they take us to a liminal space. I love liminal spaces. The twilight, both the dusk and the dawn twilight, are my favorite times of the day. They're so mystical. If you look around, there's just such amazing things in those moments. Liminal spaces are kind of doorways, gateways, passages from one side to another. And I feel like the cards do that for us. They are very mystical and liminal, but in a simple way that makes things easy for us. So for today's reading, I've been guided to The Sacred Forest by Denise Linn. She has stunning cards, multiple decks, stunning books. She's really a positive, wonderful teacher and guide. And so I felt called to start with this deck, and I hope you'll enjoy it. For this Yule reading or winter solstice reading, and I understand that it's actually summer solstice on the other side of the world, but I still feel like you're going to find something in this reading that connects with you. You know, whether you read it or whether you watch this today, tomorrow, next week, next year, I believe there's something in this reading for you when you see it. So while I'm celebrating the winter solstice where I'm at in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope that you, wherever you're at in the world, can find some guidance or direction from this. So The Sacred Forest by Denise Linn. So beautiful deck. My plan for this reading is to do a 7-card reading. I want to do one card that brings in the energy of this new season that we're starting with Yule, an energy card. And then I want to draw 3 cards for things that we need to release so we can move forward, and 3 cards for things that we need to bring into our life so we can also move forward, because our whole life and path is about progress. You don't want to be stagnant. That's not good for you. Your soul needs to grow, your mind needs to grow, and so this is what we have. So I'm asking for my spirit guides and guardians, the spirit guides and guardians of the collective, and the spirit guides and guardians of everyone who will watch this video, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next year, whenever you do, to be a part of this reading now and guide my hands in this direction. So we're looking for our energy of the season card. So we have our energy card right here. I'd like to draw 3 cards that indicate what we need to release, and I'm going to place those right here. So these are our release cards. And then I'd like to pull 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, that are the things that we need to bring in to this season. So I will read a little bit from the book. Even put my reading glasses on, so bear with me for this. So the energy of this Yule season that we're bringing in is beauty. And this is a wood nymph, and well, she is gorgeous, isn't she? There's several of them bathing in the water, beautiful forest behind them. There's the full moon shining all sorts of gorgeous light down upon us. But the energy that we're getting right now is beauty. And there is such beauty in this beginning of a new cycle. It's a beautiful thing. And it's something that we should take time to appreciate and know that this is a time for us to move forward and beautiful things can happen for us. So I do want to read just a little bit of what the card says before I move on to what we need to release. Sorry, just got to get to the page here. The very last card, which is interesting because Yule is basically the end of a cycle and the beginning of a cycle. So, radiant, glorious beauty is growing within you. Let beauty be your North Star to guide you. What feels as well as looks lovely will sustain and nourish you. Your ability to see inner depths around you is the direct correlation with a remarkable, sumptuous life. Create harmony and peace within your home, even doing so in small ways can make a difference. Relax and surround yourself with comfort and elegance. Well, that's nice. I am happy to have some beauty coming into my life during this Yule season. So let's look at the things that we need to release. And the first card that we need to release is trust, which is interesting because, you always think you want to gain trust, but the card gives us the release of trust. And we'll look at the energy of the card, but this is beautiful. She is obviously mystical. She's looking into a crystal ball. She has crystals around her. The card is called Crystal Cave. And there's a lot of energy and guidance in crystals. So let's look at what this card says for us to release. So the card says, caves have long been considered secret passages to sacred powers and forces. Certain shamanic initiations occurred in caves because they were thought to be places where your intuition could be activated. The appearance of this card is a message to believe in your intuition, no matter where it takes you. Have faith in yourself and know that you're divinely guided, even when you have doubts. Trust your feelings about others and about the situation. You're exactly where you need to be. The spirit of the Crystal Cave says this, though: you can let go and allow clear, focused intuition to flow freely. So in a way, this card is telling us to take in trust, but to let go of the things that hold us back from trusting. So I think that's what we're doing here. I think we are releasing the things that allow us not to trust. So our next card in our release pile, things that we need to release from the last season, the hummingbird spirit. And this is joy. And this is card number 22, which is the card of the Master Builder. But this is also a positive, happy card. So let's see what it's telling us that we have gained from this, but now we need to release so we can move on into this next season. So this card says, excuse me, let me have a sip of my tea. I've been fighting a cold, and so I'm gravelly. I apologize. Sorry about my camera, too. Open your heart to celebration and fun. Who told you that you need to suffer to grow? Your soul expands in leaps and bounds through following your bliss and expressing your love. Embrace your life, yourself, and others in the moment. The spirit of the hummingbird says, replenish yourself. True happiness comes from following the dictates of your soul. Life is change. And so this is something we are changing because we're moving from the Samhain season, from the end of the harvest, into that sort of liminal, the really liminal space where we've been when the veil is thin. And so we need to release to move on. And we gained a lot from joy, and we gained a lot from trust, but we still need to release them to move forward. So the last card in our release pile is leadership. And this is Stag Spirit, drawn to this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous card. So Stag Spirit. So we want to release leadership. And I'm not quite sure what the card means for that. I've drawn this card a couple times, but always in a way like this is what you need to bring into your life. So let's see how it is intended to help us focus on release. In many traditions, the elusive and mysterious white stag is considered the king of the forest. With his noble antlers and proud stance, he carries the commanding energy. This card is calling you to claim leadership of your life. Now is the time to step out of the shadows and become a beacon for others. Don't allow anyone or anything to dim your light. And the spirit of the stag says, you inspire others to greater heights. Step into leadership in your life. You are a beacon for others. Shine your own life. Be gentle with yourself and others. However, do not play small. Take action. This is your time to step up. The card is about taking action. Sorry. The card is about taking action, but I think what we really need is to maybe release that leadership right now. We just need to be open to the beauty around us and what spirit is guiding us to do. So those are the things that we're looking at for releasing. Let's take a look at what we need to bring in now in this new season to help us move on. So the first of these cards is love, the wild rose fairy. Isn't she something? So we do want to bring in love. It's one of the most important things that we have in life, really. Love is everything. It can make everything better. It can make everything worthwhile. And we need to be open to it, and we need to give it. It's not just receiving it, but sharing love. Let's read what the card says about this. Love is all around you. Open your heart to receive. All of life's experiences are a splendid part of the spiritual evolution toward the realization that we are all love. Well, that is beautiful. So here we are. We're getting beauty as the energy, and now it's love. We need to be open to love, to giving love, and to receiving love. The spirit of the wild rose says, you are more cherished than you can possibly know. Open your heart to receive. Love is on its way. You are an eternal vessel for love to flow through. You are enough just as you are. Well, that's incredibly beautiful and positive. So let's look on our next release, or our next thing that we need to bring in this year. And this is the maple card, and it is maple spirit, and it is generosity. And this is gorgeous, which is interesting because the maple turning orange like this, the leaves kind of look fall-like, which is a season we're just leaving as we move into, midwinter, where we're at. But we always can bring generosity into our lives. It's good for us. We need that. We need not just to be generous to people, but we need to allow people to be generous to us. Sometimes it's the hardest thing in the world to receive generous gifts or generosity of spirit. And the card says, what you gives out comes back to you tenfold. There are times in life to receive, and there are times to provide love, services, and items to others. This card suggests that this is a time to give with your whole heart. Give without thinking of what you will gain in return. By doing this, you enter into the flow of the universe, and the blessings will shower upon you. The spirit of the maple says, be open to receive the bounty of the universe at the same time. Be generous with others and with yourself. Success will blossom. So that also very positive, but we have to let ourselves do that too. It's not always that easy, Sorry, really got this rednecked up right now. It just wants to be a little wonky. Okay. And our last card here in our reading that we need to bring into us for this season is the thicket of thorns, and it is uncertainty. And so it's interesting that we are guided to bring uncertainty into our life. But my initial thought when I see that is we want to bring in, not just bring in uncertainty, but be open to uncertainty, because really that's how we learn and grow and gain, by not knowing. you know, everything. That's how we move forward and we progress and become something better, is by being uncertain and then allowing yourself to learn something about it. The card says, when we talk about something that is thorny, it means that it is difficult or challenging. If it feels that you're stuck in some area of your life, you're right. When you are truly uncertain about what direction to take, be still. Do not struggle to go ahead. You will only immerse yourself even deeper in the briars. So that kind of is telling us, stop for a second if you're not sure. And when you stop, things can create fixes for themselves. The universe will whisper to you, or something will work out. The spirit of the thicket of thorns says, timing is everything. Let go of the struggle. You'll gain great rewards. So that's probably the hardest thing to do when we're trying to receive things, is just to let go and allow things to happen. I anyways, want to make things happen. I want to take action. I want to do things. I want to move things. I'm also kind of impatient a lot, actually. And so I want it quickly. And so this is a good lesson for me, as well as everybody else, that sometimes you just need to pause, take time, and let the opportunity present itself to you. So we have the things that we're releasing. We have the things that we're going to bring in this season. And the season's energy is beauty, which is gorgeous. So I hope that you have found something in this reading helpful, or that has brought you some enjoyment. If so, please give me a like. Please leave me a comment as well about the reading or the season's energy. I would really be interested in knowing what you think, or even advice. I'm working on kind of a sketchy camera setup right now, but I'm doing the best I can, and I'm hoping I'm going to get better every day. If you feel called, please leave a like for my video, which will really help this new channel grow and help me continue to bring you readings. And I'm hoping to be bringing you a daily reading every day, just a little bit of oracle energy and focus to help us get through the day. My name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me.